It has changed my husband and I's dynamic. It's changed my mood during the day. I feel like it's increased my bond with my baby. Hi, I'm Olivia, and I'm a first-time mom with a 6-month-old baby boy. And I tried a ton of different things coming home from the hospital in order to get the best night's sleep possible with a newborn. And I'm gonna have to tell you, nothing worked like co-sleeping. There are a ton of fears surrounding this topic, and it's not for everyone, and I understand that, but for me, it was the absolute best thing that I did for my family and my baby. So why did I not sleep with my baby from the start? So before I was pregnant, or before I had my baby, when I was just pregnant, I had friends who would just tell me, you have to put your baby in the crib, nothing around them, like no blankets, no pillows, no toys, and that's the only way that you can safely have your baby sleep, which is what I thought was true. And then whenever I got to the hospital and had my baby, they came in over and over telling me, you can never sleep with your baby in the hospital bed. You can never sleep with your baby at home. I'm not even going to say the negativity that is said around this, but basically higher risk of SIDS. It's very likely that you will harm your child. And so it was like, do not sleep with your baby. Don't, or else, basically. And so I listened to that. I thought it was true. And so I tried a lot of different things in order to, sleep whenever I got home. So for the first 2 to 3 weeks, it was totally fine. I felt like I was in this state of bliss. I had this new baby and I was so excited. And so I slept on the couch every single night, and my baby was in this little swing thing at the end of the couch. And I woke up all the time, and I would actually get up, sit up, feed him, and I would, get on my phone. So I would stay awake because I was kind of tired. And once that 3-week mark hit, I was like, wow, I cannot do this anymore. This is like a lot. And so my husband and we started doing shifts. So I would go to bed for like 3 hours, 2 hours, whatever it took. And then my husband would stay up, and I would have to pump. And so my husband would give him the first bottle, go back to sleep. When he woke up the next time, he would come get me, and then I would be on, and my husband was having to go to work after this. And so it was just like not, I don't recommend that. It was not fun. It was not, no, don't recommend. So then we tried both sleeping in the bed together with my baby in a bassinet, which I was so excited to get this bassinet, and unfortunately, we only used it for like a few days because it did not work. Not only was I tired, but also my husband, I was constantly waking him up, and then he had to go to work, and so that was not fun. That did not work out well. So then I moved into the nursery, into the bed, and I had my baby into the crib, which that did not work because I'm having to get up out of bed, grab my baby, go in the rocking chair. Again, I'm on my phone. I'm scrolling, trying to keep myself awake. And yes, all of that time was super awesome, so precious. I still am in love with my baby, and I loved getting to watch him and see him in the night, but at a point kind of drives you mad. It's kind of takes a toll on you. And so I was like, there's got to be a better way, And what I found was sleeping with my baby was the best thing. So it's not for everyone. I totally understand that. And I am not a doctor. I'm not a nurse of any kind. And I'm not a professional in this arena. I've just done a lot of research to combat these fears that I've had and the fears that have been told to me around bed sharing. And I tried to find ways to do it safely. And so far it's been working so amazing. It has changed my husband and I's dynamic. It's changed my mood during the day. I feel like it's increased my bond with my baby, and he barely ever cries at night. It's just the best thing that we've done. And so I just want to share what fears I had and how I got over those. So I had 2 major fears surrounding sleeping with my baby. One, and the most major one, was it was going to increase the risk of SIDS in my baby. which is sudden infant death syndrome. So whenever I dug into this topic, I realized that in cultures where sleeping with your baby is the norm, in those cultures, the rate of SIDS is lower than it is in America, where it's not common and it's not okay, which is crazy to me. And I also found a lot of other things that actually are potential risks of SIDS, other than just sleeping with your baby. SIDS is actually a known potential reaction from getting certain vaccines, and it's from the manufacturers. It literally says that. But the CDC does not say that, and the doctors do not say that when you go to get vaccines. So, which just really blows my mind. But it is said by the manufacturers of the vaccines themselves. So just know that. Do some more research. I'm going to link everything that I say in this video, all the things that I researched. I'm going to link everything down in the description so you can do your own research. But there are a lot of things surrounding this that are not told to you, that are not common knowledge. So you really got to dig and find it. And it's really eye-opening, honestly. So the second fear I had was sleeping with my baby was going to mean that I potentially would suffocate my baby. I hate to say that. That sounds horrible. Or like roll over on my baby and not wake up. Because before I had my child, I am telling you, I was the deepest sleeper. I could sleep anywhere for any length of time through anything. I swear, like, somebody could crash into our house and I would not wake up. I was such a deep sleeper. It was crazy. But now that I have my baby, I wake up at everything. Any little tiny baby noise, I'm like immediately up. It's actually wild to me. But whenever I started doing research, it all made sense, because when you're sleeping in close proximity with your baby and you're breastfeeding, there are hormonal shifts, obviously, but also there's changes in your brain that allow you to sleep with your baby safely to protect them during the night. And also, what is crazy to me is that your sleep cycles sync. So when your baby's in light sleep, you're in light sleep. When your baby is in deep sleep, you're in deep sleep. You literally sync with your baby, which is crazy. And it totally makes sense that when they make those little tiny noises, I immediately hear and wake up and give him my boob. It's wild, but also not wild, because obviously God created it this way. So another awesome resource I found was Leche League, which I'll link below. They have 7 safe sleep guide, 7 safe things that you do to make sure that you're sleeping safely with your baby. And so I'm not going to name them all, but just a couple things. You can't smoke, drink alcohol, do drugs. You want to sleep in a safe location, so they don't want you just, falling asleep on a recliner with your baby. You want to be like in a bed with a tight sheet. You want your baby to be full term, and you don't want to swaddle your baby. I think just knowing that there was like this organization out there that knows like this is okay, this is normal, this was done in the past, this was done in history, and us creating this nursery, throwing our baby in a room by themselves at the very beginning of life, trying to sleep train our babies at like such a young age. I know that works for some people, and that is super awesome, especially if that's working for you. I have friends that's working for, and that is awesome. But, for me and my family, that is not working. And I'm okay with that. I love sleeping with my baby. I feel like I get so much one-on-one time with him. I barely have to wake up anymore. He makes like barely any noise. He doesn't even have to cry, and I'm awake. I just whip out my boob and he gets to go right back to sleep. It is so awesome. And every time I wake up, I am not fully awake. I don't have to actually sit up. I'm just like laying down. And a lot of times I put him on my boob and I fall back asleep. So I feel like so much more rested. I feel like my mood has gotten so much better, and it's so much better for my husband. It's just the perfect thing for me and my family. And I'm so glad that I made the switch and I didn't let, all these fears coming in from the outside, disrupt what my instincts were saying. I also want to mention that not everyone thinks that sleeping with your baby is okay, obviously. Not everyone bed shares. And so I was super excited about it when this really changed my life and changed my family's life. And so when people would say the inevitable question, how's your baby sleeping? Are you getting any sleep? I really hate that question. But when people would ask, I would start saying, yes, it's so much better. Like, yeah, he wakes up, but I get so much more sleep. I barely wake up. I feed him while I'm laying down. I don't have to get up. It's so amazing, so awesome, so great. And I feel so much more rested when I wake up. My mood's better. Anyways, I go on and on. And a lot of times people will, again, start to instill fear in you, and they'll say that it's unsafe and that it's not okay. And like, how dare that you do that with your own child? So just be cautious of this if you start sleeping with your baby and you start telling people, because that is what happened to me. And then whenever I would go to bed at night, sometimes I would be a little bit anxious because of what was said to me. And so I just think that you should trust your own instincts and do whatever works for you. And for me, I would just listen to a video I had listened to previously just to, reiterate, like, this is okay. This is how God designed our bodies. This is what's right for me. And just watching a video, listening to a video, reading an article of some sort, just for 5 minutes before I went to sleep, it gave me that peace of mind so I could go to sleep peacefully with my baby and know I'm doing the right thing. This is what is best for me. So if that happens to you, take a deep breath and just go back to the research, because the more you know, the more confident you'll be, and the less fear that outsiders say will get to you. I know I've already said this, but bed sharing is truly the best thing that I have done as a first-time mom. I feel like it's the best change that I made, the best decision I made. It has seriously helped me so much. Whenever it was those beginning stages, I seriously was like, how can you do this? How can you keep this up? How can we live like this? Like, it was wild, like how much it was tearing me down. And so I really think this is important. If you are feeling that same way and you feel like, how can I keep going? How can I keep getting all the way up in the night, feeding him, and then putting your baby down, your baby wakes up, having to do it all over again, over and over. You're losing so much sleep. If that is you and you are wrestling with, is this okay or not? Please do the research. Look at all the links that I put in the description. Watch them, listen to them, read them, because this was a total game changer for me. And I hope this helps you. And again, if this doesn't feel right to you, obviously don't do it. Listen to your own instincts, listen to your intuition. I know moms know best, moms know what to do. So anyways, I hope this video helps, and thank you for watching.